What's up? What's up? It's your girl AB, and it's another episode of 30, Flirty, and Thriving. I am here today with my man T. Willis. What is it? Terrence?
No,
T.
it
Willis.
is Terry Willis.
I got your name stored in my phone. It's T. Willis. I don't know why.
It's T. Willis though.
T. Willis. Okay, so
Terry Willis.
yesterday you finished your tour, right?
Mm-hmm.
Officially at the March on Washington. It's been 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
You tired. So 3 months ago, what inspired you to do this 1,000-mile man march?
Watching George Floyd get murdered. That was everything. So many mixed emotions. I tell everybody all the time, I'm not an activist. I was just a regular guy working a regular job.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not a job, I own my company, but I was just working and taking care of my son every day. And I've been watching everything going on. But that one particular situation is what inspired me to walk across the country.
So there are a million different things that you can do, ways that you can activate for change. What made you decide marching was the way to go for you?
Because I wanted to think of the most extreme thing to get my voice heard while not speaking.
Mm-hmm.
So I did some research, and I based a lot of it on what Martin Luther King did, you know, and his march, he was marching all his life, but one particular march from Selma to Montgomery gave us the right to actually vote.
Mm-hmm.
That march itself. So I was like, well, what's the most extreme thing that I can do silently, but bring awareness?
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, yo, you're in Alabama, just walk to where George Floyd was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
One step.
So I gotta ask you, because the whole premise of the 30, Flirty, and Thriving podcast is business owners, entrepreneurs, hustlers, all of that. You're a businessman. You got your own business, right?
Correct.
How did you logistically, because people are like, oh, I can't do something like that. I have a job. I run my business. Like, how did you prepare for this, knowing that you was gonna have to take so much time away from your business and your passion to put into this activism?
I did.
Even though you don't consider yourself an activist, but still.
But I didn't prepare for it at all.
You was just like, I'm doing it, it'll all work out.
To be honest with you, I had a closet to do the day I left.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him what I was doing. And he was like, man, listen, I respect that. I salute you. And when you get back, I'll be ready and waiting for you. I don't want nobody else to build my closet but you.
That's what's up.
So my company's been on hold for 3 months. No word, no nothing. I lost everything when I walked.
And you're just cool. You're like, it's worth it.
I mean, it is.
It is. So you've gained so much attention, publicity, which, did you really think it was gonna blow up the way it is?
Not at all. Not at all. The first few steps, it was like, all right, we'll go live because I want these people to see me doing this. I know there'll be a lot of people out there like, oh, he really didn't walk 1,000 miles. He drove some of the way. Nah, man, I really walked that shit.
Yeah.
1,026 miles, I really walked that shit.
That's insane.
40 days.
So physically you weren't prepared. It's not like you was training for a triathlon or anything. Obviously, like you said, with your business, it's not something you prepare for. You just decided this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it now. And you had no idea it was gonna blow up the way that it was. What is some of the reaction or the response that you've gotten in these different cities you've stopped at?
All love.
All
It's
love.
been all love. I grew up in foster care. Don't know my biological father. I never really had that love. So to even take this walk and then all these people come together and show me the love that they do, that's just amazing.
What are some of the most significant things that have happened along the way?
The whole journey was significant.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a spiritual journey. Just the fact that people walk up to me and I don't want to say praise, but it's like they praise me and I tell them not to. Because I'm just a regular dude, like a regular guy. I do regular things. I just seen a man get murdered and I decided to do something about it. So it was like, once I did that, everybody just walked up to me or came up to me, showed their support, showed their love. So to me, the entire journey was significant, and it means a lot to me that I did that.
Mm-hmm.
And my son, because most importantly, it was for my 7-year-old son.
For sure. So how does he understand like the magnitude of what his dad is doing?
He does. He brags about it.
Okay.
To his barbers, to his tutors, his teachers. My dad walked 1,000 miles. Like, he really brags about that.
And what it's like you said 1,026 miles?
1,026.
1,026
but we'll just leave it at 1,000.
Man.
First man, the original 1 man, 2 feet.
Yeah. Because there's other people out here trying to do similar things.
No, well, nobody's walked 1,000.
Let's get that
but
straight.
Right. But it's other people who walk, 600, 700. They drove a few miles. They walked a few miles. Yeah, I walked it all.
So you have a team though, right? I mean, you got people that's rolling with you, that's supporting you, helping you. So how important was it to have that support from your team?
Well, Dr. Sherry, my cousin, who runs everything in the back, she already knows how important she is. I shoot her out every day. Shoot, shout, whatever. TB, Anthony Brown, that's my man's. He came on with the last 500, but since then we done probably went 200 more.
Okay.
So he's been with me for like 700 miles.
Wow.
Going strong, and there's times he wanted to leave, there's times that I wanted him to leave, but that's just us. I woke up in the morning, he was still there the next day. And Ashley James, she's in the back. She has responsibilities and things that she needs to take care of. And little people who depend on her.
Yeah.
So she can't be everywhere we can be. You know what I mean? But she still plays a huge role into everything that I'm doing.
Shout out to Ashley.
Yeah.
And like just obviously we're both from Lansing. I think the amount of outpouring support that has come from, that even just watching it from afar has felt so good to see you be able to impact so many people that kind of came up with you and maybe, you know what I'm saying, didn't understand how impactful you could be. I think it's really dope. Like, what now?
It's a lot now. It's a lot now. See, most of the people they talk a lot. So I try not to talk as much and let my actions do the talking. Now that the tour is over, first of all, I'm calling for a boycott to everything. A few days ago, I called out a few stars who I felt like they had most of the attention of the world, and if they decided to do something, everybody would follow. And that's LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, and they postponed the playoffs for a day or two. What are we watching y'all play basketball for? They're killing us out here. They're killing us every day, and y'all dribbling up and down the court. Nah, I don't want to see that. I read about it this morning. Me and cousin Sherry was talking, and I believe they asked the players, and I believe it was Barack who asked the players, or if not the players, the association. If these guys do sit out, how long do they sit out, and what do they want? We want change. We all know that. But how do we get change?
Right.
By us all coming together. By us all uniting as one. Because when you say what now, the next thing that I'm focused on is turning Atlanta to the Black Wall Street.
Okay.
We had it before, and they bombed it.
Exactly.
They won't bomb it this time. Atlanta, it's a lot of us in Atlanta. We have a black mayor. She ain't with the program, but she gonna get with it. Or she gonna get down. Yeah,
sure.
Real talk. But so I'm putting together a march with the mothers of these children who lost their lives to these police in Georgia. So it's the 1K Mile March with Terry Willis with the mothers of Georgia. And we shut the city down.
So let me ask you, you're from Michigan, you live in Alabama now, why Georgia?
I'm moving to Atlanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm moving to Atlanta. And the only reason why is because right now I feel like Atlanta it's a lot of us in Atlanta. Our mayor is African American, woman, So why not start there?
Mm-hmm.
We already got the city.
Right.
We just need to come together,
Mm-hmm.
and then that city will be ours.
For sure.
I'm calling for a boycott. We boycott Walmart. We just stop giving them our money.
Right.
I seen it on the news today or last night. A lot of these people were saying, you know, this is ridiculous. The NBA players should go back to playing basketball. Why? So y'all can get some money?
Right.
We own this.
Mm-hmm.
We own basketball. We own football.
Mm-hmm.
You guys own the rights to show us playing, but
Right.
we own the sport.
Exactly.
Because without us, it would be no
There
sport.
is, absolutely.
There would be no sport.
Absolutely.
So my thing is, I salute LeBron James. I
Mm-hmm.
salute Kawhi Leonard. Because I don't know it for sure, but when I was reading last night that a lot of the basketball teams are going back to finish playing in the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, and LA Clippers and LA Lakers was like, yo, we're not. We're not.
So you feel celebrities have a social responsibility
Absolutely.
to stand up? To
I'm
put
not a
down,
celebrity. I'm not a celebrity.
Right.
I'm 1 man, 2 feet, Terry Willis.
and you doing it.
And what I'm trying to. But if I had the platform that LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard, you know, Chris Paul, all these Steph Curry, all the Kevin Durant, all these superstars, if I had their platform, we would have already got our justice.
For sure.
We'd already got it.
For sure.
Fuck playing basketball. We're trying to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
These boys being getting murdered. This didn't just start happening.
Right.
Last year when they was playing the playoffs, these boys were getting murdered.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sad that it takes, you know, Breonna Taylor and George Floyd and Jacob Blake for everybody to wake up. But we've been dying.
So let me ask you, like you said, people been dying. What was it about George Floyd's murder
Man, that shit was crazy.
that sparked something in you?
What was it? It was a look on that white man's face like he knew he was gonna get away with it when he was killing that man.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it was. You kneeled on his neck with your hands in your pocket with a look on your face like I can kill this man and get away with it.
Mm.
We can't do that.
Mm-hmm. So I noticed that, you know, you've been working hard, you've been out here, you've been doing this for months. Obviously, everybody has an opinion. Like you said, it's been all love. But there's been people who's like, well, you know, trying to throw shade on your background and stuff. What do you have to say about
Everybody
that?
knows my background.
Mhm.
I never hid it. The thing is I've been explaining my background for the last 10 years. I was just a nobody to everybody.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? You can go on my Facebook and you can go back 10 years.
Mhm.
And I've been telling my story that long.
Mhm.
I mean, I've been to prison.
Mhm.
I got 15 misdemeanors. I got 4 felonies. But I haven't filled out a job application in 9 years.
Mhm.
You know? So if anybody can do it, Terry Willis. If Terry Willis did it, anybody can do it.
Right.
So I don't want to hear the excuses.
Mhm.
I got I got the whole world against me. It felt like at that time.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So it's, as far as background goes, I've been telling people about me and who I was.
Mhm.
Nobody gave a fuck
Right.
until I walked 1,000 miles.
Until you started
And
doing
now
something.
everybody cares.
But that says a lot to those who maybe are discouraged because they feel like they don't have the best background, or they haven't had the best upbringing, and so they feel like, well, I can never make a change, I can never impact anything, I can never do something like that. But clearly, your background isn't necessarily indicative of your character,
Mhm.
because you can still make not necessarily the right choices and then do something incredible and change the world for the better. Because that's what you're doing. I mean, you literally are out here changing the world for the better. You're getting people having conversations that they probably wouldn't otherwise have if it wasn't for you. What does that feel like? I mean, what type of weight does that have on you, just knowing like, wow, now I have this responsibility. Like, people look to me for motivation. People look to me for inspiration. People look to me for change. Do you feel any pressure?
Absolutely. And that's what I just told Sherry this morning, man. To my 1K family, everybody following me, man. Y'all are heavy. Y'all are heavy. I've been carrying half of the nation for the last 90 days. This shit hurts.
Mhm.
I'm tired. I'm really tired. But I've talked to my God. And I was like, yo, man, if you chose me to do this,
Mhm.
if I'm the one that you chose to bring this nation together, I have no choice but to carry out that.
Mhm.
So right now at this point, I feel like it's my responsibility to do what I can to bring all of us together. Because we won't see change. We won't see justice. We won't see anything unless we come together.
Right.
And that means boycotting everything. Y'all need us.
Absolutely.
We don't need y'all. And the fact that I can say that is because when I was in LA and I seen Skid Row, right there showed me that we don't need y'all. If y'all don't want to give us jobs, if y'all don't want to give us food stamps, if y'all don't want to do that, we are so strong. These people got tents and built their whole city within a city.
Absolutely.
We don't need y'all.
Yeah, I mean.
Man, we don't need y'all. We will do this shit ourselves. So to me, the most important thing right now is to come together, and I might be the one who is chosen to bring this nation together. Or I might just be a pawn in this chess game, but I'm gonna still play my position. I only can move 2 steps, but I'm gonna jump 2 every single time.
Right.
And I'm gonna attack and go diagonal, because that's what I can do. He gave me the strength, he gave me the power to do that. So I'm just following his word. He's guiding me through this. I don't want my son to grow up the way I had to grow up, fearing my life of the cops.
Right.
You know, if I get pulled over, I gotta, put your seatbelt on, put your cell phone down, turn your hat to the straight. Like, I shouldn't have to do all that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
If you walk up to a cop, if you're a cop, you walk up to a car, to a white man. If you ain't got your hand on your gun, when you approach my car as a black man, don't have your hand on your gun.
And that's the pressure, and I think that's a conversation that, especially if you look at forums, Facebook posts, timelines, things like that, or a lot of conversations where we talk about white privilege, and a lot of people don't understand that fear. How many white people in general have, okay, the police pulled us over, put your hat straight. I mean, I really, really am curious how many white people have ever had to think about that.
Well, have you ever been pulled over with people in the car?
Yeah.
Have you ever been pulled over with white people in the car?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Have you ever been pulled over with black people in the car?
Yeah.
Was that situation different?
Listen, I'm not the person to ask that question because I've had a not typical experience of white people being pulled over, so.
Well, Ryan Brownie, and he put that on Facebook, and he said he's seen how it was. He's been pulled over with a group of his white friends, and then he's been pulled over with a group of his black friends. And I was probably one of the black friends of the car. And the dialogue was completely different between him and his white friends, him and his black friends with the cops.
And I think there's a lot of dynamics that play into it. Who was driving? Was it a white person or a black person? What kind of car are they
Ryan
driving?
was driving both cars.
Okay.
Both times. But it should be no different. If you pull over a car full of 4 white men and you go to them polite and respectful, you get their license, registration, you don't even ask about anybody else in the car. Why? Because they're white? But if you pull over a white guy with 4 black men, you get the proof, you get the registration, but now you want to know who these black men are in the car. Why? You don't want to know who these white men were in the car.
Right.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
These white men could have committed murder, rape,
Sure.
which they're, they ain't gonna talk about that. They ain't gonna talk about that. That's a whole different story. But yeah, it's just, to me, these cops racially profile. I should not be scared driving in my car with my hat on.
Right.
I shouldn't be.
Right.
I shouldn't be scared to grow dreads out.
Right.
Because I'm gonna be judged.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be treated differently because I got long hair. I shouldn't be scared to do that.
Yeah.
A young man told me the other day, or not yesterday, walking with me in a march, he said I cut my dreads off. It was the best thing I ever did. I said, why? He said, now they look at me differently.
You know what's great? My girls and I were having a conversation yesterday about if you Google unprofessional hairstyles right now, all that pulls up is black women with their natural hair.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah, Google.
That's
Google
unprofessional?
No, that's what the Google results show. And so people went to Google like, this needs to change. And like, oh, we can't help it. It's what is submitted essentially to us and what pops up in the algorithm. But it's like, why is it just black women with their natural hair?
Natural hair. And they consider that unprofessional.
That's what pops up in the Google search.
Wear that shit, my black women. Natural beauty, natural hair. Wear that. We don't care what Google talking about. Yeah, man.
But that's something but this is things, and this is why, I mean, it goes back so far. And I was having a conversation with somebody because I had posted yesterday about being at the March on Washington, and somebody had inboxed me like, do you think it's really gonna make a difference? And, you know, we got into this long conversation, but essentially it's not something that, no, one march is not gonna change it. This is a fight. I mean, 57 years ago was the I Have a Dream speech. It was 57 years and we still have the same dream. Why are we still marching for the same dream? But because this is centuries old, it's gonna take a long time to undo all the damage that's been done, and it's gonna take strong people who stand up.
It might not take a long time.
It has taken a long time already.
You
Even
know
if we
why,
get to
though?
right now, it's still
You know
already
why?
taking so long.
You know why? Because we won't come together. That's the only reason why. I seen 1 million people at this march last night.
Yeah.
Where do you think those people are right now? Back at home, continuing with their lives. They don't give a damn about this march.
So let me ask you this. Do you think that because I believe I read somewhere that it was more people there than the Trump inauguration. It was more people there than a lot of
Yesterday?
Yeah.
I was talking with a few people. I thought it was like 300,000-400,000. They thought it was like 1 million.
Yeah.
So I gave them 500,000 to 700,000. But it was probably close. It was probably 1 million or more.
Oh, for sure.
Because I just seen pictures today.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah, it's hard when you're in the thick of it. You look around, you're like, it's a lot of people, but you have no idea how far them lines of people go.
Yeah.
But my question to you is, do you think in the age of social media, a lot of people were there for social clout and not necessarily for the cause?
Absolutely. That's why I said the comment. That's why I made the comment before that was all those people, probably more than half, are at home right now, not caring what they did yesterday. They don't know what that meant. Social media, man, has taken over our lives.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. I go out to a restaurant, I see a couple, and guess what they're both doing?
On the phones, yeah.
Right, damn, bro, your girl is right there. Like, talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? I go on a date with you, put your phone down.
Right.
You pick your phone up, I'm out. Talk to your phone, don't talk to me.
Right.
Because evidently you don't want to talk to me. You're so engaged into your phone. But again, there's what? Twitter, Instagram, Snap. There's 100 different social media platforms. And people just want to be involved. I don't even say involved. People just want to, they're nosy. They want to see what's going on. Get involved. Be somebody, do something, make a difference, make a change. You just watching everybody else do everything else. And I don't say it to say it like that, but I'm 1 man, 2 feet. That's what they say. 1 man, 2 feet. I did this individually to make a change. But if you got 1 million people like me, I inspired a lot of others.
For sure.
I mean, 1 man, 2 feet, what was that? June 2nd, I decided to walk 1,000 miles across this country for change, justice, and equality. My beautiful people, that's my saying. It's all me. I'm the original one. I started this.
Interestingly enough though, as much as, and you did this in real life for real reasons, but social media has helped propel that voice and that message. So it's a necessary evil in some cases. And I think that, you know, without it, you wouldn't have been able to reach so many people.
No,
because a lot of people have been able to feel like they're there with you because they watch you live walking and having these conversations with new people. And I mean, they get to really feel like they're part of that experience, which I think is a beautiful thing because not everybody can be for whatever reasons. But I think a good point is, like you said, you know, it's a lot of people out there who is out there and who at home going about their business, shopping at Walmart, you know what I'm saying, whatever, supporting businesses that don't necessarily need the support. So what do you have to say to people and how they can, on a day-to-day basis, make an active change in their lives that will contribute to the cause?
Get what you need right now. Get what you need right now because we need to boycott. We need to boycott Walmart. We need to boycott Myers. We need to boycott Kroger's. We need to boycott Amazon. Jeff, come on. That's a whole white man. We need to boycott all that. We need to show them how powerful we are as black people. Yo, they only care about our money. I promise you, they only care about our money. If we stop spending our money with them, they don't even need to hear what we want. They'll just give us what we want in order for us to start back spending that money again.
So for every negative, to balance it out, it's got to be positive.
Absolutely.
So you boycott Walmart and buy what? Shop where?
Black owned.
Black owned.
Black owned. I was talking to somebody, and they said, since it's happened, I've been shopping online and only doing black owned.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't believe, I was so surprised, and I found out all the stuff that black people own and that they can buy or have that's available online. Yo, just Google search black owned any product that you want, and I guarantee you it's somebody black who owns that product. Yeah, it might be a little bit more for shipping and handling.
And if you can't find it, create it.
There you go. Say it again one more time for the motherfuckers in the back.
If you can't find it, create it. Create it.
That's it, yo. We have to stick together. I will create the new Wall Street in Atlanta. I will die trying, but that's my goal. That's what I want to do. I want Atlanta to be black owned, black operated, point blank. Everything that you get from anywhere in Atlanta, black owned. The corner stores where the Indians, where the Arabics are, push them out, black owned. We ain't shopping with y'all no more.
Right.
It's, I promise you, it's black owned companies that sell cigarillos, that sell backwoods, that sell anything that y'all need. Yeah, you might have to wait a day or two for it, but you'll still get it. That's what we have to do. That's how we get what we want. We show them simply, we don't need you.
Right. Even creating own sports team, like the NBA, ultimately, okay.
They can kill me. They can die with that shit. The NBA, 85% of the superstars are black, African American. We ain't playing another game. Oh, what you gonna do, fine us? Well, I quit. I already got my money, I quit. And guess what? I'm gonna start my own league over here.
Exactly.
A black league over here, where we run this. The news, it's what? One, maybe two black news stations, and the last one was just created. We should have black news that reports what African Americans are doing. We can't. I was talking to somebody talking about they was watching CNN the other day. Shit ain't real. They feed you what they want you to see.
They want you to see, absolutely. And so, what do you think of like the Tyler Perry studio and everything that he's doing down in Atlanta?
What is he doing?
Okay, so
I don't know. So I don't want to. I just know he's dressing as an old woman.
Okay, so that's why I asked that, because there's a lot of different takes on what he's doing. For some feel he built the studio. It's black owned, operated, telling real black stories, positive black stories.
Is it real black stories,
Positive
or are you
black
showing
stories.
black queens getting shitted on all your movies?
With
We don't treat every man doesn't treat a black woman like that. I'm tired of seeing that.
And that's a good point.
I'm tired of seeing it. Show a black woman being praised in your movies. You always show a black woman getting shitted on. Stop showing that.
Right.
Because that's the image you're giving off, that all black queens get shitted on by black kings. Stop showing that.
And that's why I asked you that, because you have that take where it's like, well, wait a minute, now what's he really doing? Because he's perpetuating a lot of stereotypes still, and that's not the real story. However, I would say, in my opinion, it's a step, maybe just a baby step in the right direction, because you have programs like BET, which isn't even owned by a black man.
No, straight white man.
Yeah, and for sure carries those or perpetuates those stereotypes and tells stories of same type of thing. Black women getting shitted on, black men always portraying the villain, the bad guy, the whatever, and that's not the reality of the average black story. But that's what we think. That's what we're shown. White, black, and different. Like anybody in the United States, that's what we're shown from the time we're born, in commercials, advertisements, television, movies, etc. And we have to change that narrative, and the only way to do that is to actually get in and create those sports teams, companies, TV shows, TV networks, movies, etc. with real stories.
Yeah, I agree. There's just so many people who feel like they can't do something. You can do anything you want to do.
Right. And that's why I said, like, for you, like, there are a lot of people who feel like, well, I mean, I grew up in Lansing, like, you know, I don't really know nobody like that, or I'm not in a big enough city, or I have a record, or I've done this, or I've done that, and they feel like because of that, they can't make a change.
But they can.
Absolutely.
Do you really want to? My thing is, most of the population needs to be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
We have more followers than leaders.
Absolutely.
I once read something in the article that said, we all know about the 1%. The 1% has all the money.
Mm-hmm.
I read something in the article that said, it's supply and demand. So if the 1% gave all the money back to the population, to us, in 2 years they would have it all back. Because they would create something, just something, that we feel like we need. Something.
Well, yeah, for sure. Even like when with the stimulus,
Oh.
it was like, where did everybody go spend their money? Everybody.
You couldn't even leave the house. When y'all broke, asking for another check. Where'd you spend your money at? It's crazy.
Giving it right back. Giving it right back.
Because it's supply and demand. We don't need nothing. It's our wants, our desires. Right now, we don't got the time to want or desire anything but change.
And a lot of those wants and desires are rooted in wanting to be accepted, wanting to be looked.
Wanting to fit in.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's certain trends that y'all want to, like, that's so crazy to me. I watch these guys go and get this designer. Yo, half of these designers don't even like African Americans. They have publicly announced that I didn't create this for African Americans to wear. And guess what? Guess what we do? We still wear the shit.
Mm. Yeah.
We still wear the shit. I wear Nikes and Adidas. That's it. I don't even know if that was created for us. But he hasn't publicly said anything about it.
Right. Cautiously trusting in that ain't no classic shit going on.
But I mean, that's just real, yo. Until we, and I'm not saying wake up, man. People use that terminology. Are you woke? What? I don't even know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
That shit. If I'm not asleep, I'm woke.
Right.
So yeah, I'm up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more so for me is, are you paying attention and are you aware of what's
I'm looking
going
like,
on?
are you activated? Fuck being aware. Are you activated? Like, you can know what's going on, but activate.
But are you
do
doing
something
about it? Yeah.
Do something. Like, do something. For me, obviously, I'm not black. Okay, fine. But a lot of my friends and family are, and I've been so.
We all know.
I've been in the community. I'm just like, this is my life. So when people die, my people die. You know what I'm saying? When something affects the community, it affects my community. I can't do shit but create conversation, show up, show out. You know what I mean? Have a voice. Like, I mean, spin with black-owned businesses, all that shit. So I'm in here like, okay, there's no reason. To me, there's no reason 57 years later we should be out here with the same dream that Dr. Martin Luther King had. It should have already been like, cool, we live in it. We live in a dream. We should be living the dream.
We did for a minute. And then we got too comfortable. But that's just like, you know, you're the important topic. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's just like relationships.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because you talk a lot about relationships.
Yeah.
You get too comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you get too comfortable, what happens? The other party or this party moves on.
Yeah.
You're too comfortable.
Yeah, you gotta stay activated in everything in life, in relationships, in your work, in the community, in causes. You have to stay activated, because if not, things have a way of just kind of going back to a low place.
It never leaves. So when you so let's say me and you did it,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a certain way with you. That means that we're already this way.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm getting comfortable. So now I stop doing the things that make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
That means the way that we were, it's no longer this way. So shit starts shifting.
Yeah.
But we're still comfortable, so we're just riding the wave.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we are right now as black people.
For sure.
We're comfortable.
For sure.
We pay our taxes. Shit, they give us a stimulus check. They throw a couple food stamps at us.
Mm-hmm.
We're comfortable.
Yeah, chilling.
We just want to get by. Fuck that. We need to want more.
Mm-hmm.
We need to want more. It's man, statistically, I just read it and I forgot. But of course we know that it's more white billionaires and millionaires than us.
Mm-hmm.
We're not even, the percentage of us compared to them is like this to this, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're the smartest. We're the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Which is demonstrated in the, well, that's why, would you say 85-86% of the, sports leagues, NBA, NFL, is black people. Even in looking back, and the thing about it is the history that we were taught in school, the history that I was taught in school is not history, it's white history. It's like, I didn't know shit about like Hidden Figures and shit like that. Like, I didn't fucking know anything about that until it came out through entertainment, because we're so glued to our phones, to our TVs, to the big screen, that we learn things through entertainment. It's just like, that's not history. That's not.
So how do we, at this point, it's like we need teachers in school to teach the appropriate history.
For sure. We need educated parents.
And that's the,
who are raising our children.
Hold on, say it one more time for the people in the back.
We need educated parents who are raising our children knowing like real factual information, not that's tailored to white people or not that's tailored to anything, but it's just like the reality of our history. And also, you know, just raising our children to activate. I mean, like I said, I came out here with 2 girlfriends to DC and our 3 sons. We sat down and we had a conversation mid-March, you know, eating and stuff, telling our sons, do you know who Breonna Taylor is? Do you know who Trayvon Martin is? Of course, they kind of have heard like George Floyd and stuff like that. We got to talk about Trayvon Martin. That was 2012. They were like, nah, I don't know who he is.
That is.
No, but you know, but I'm thinking like, I know who that is, obviously, but it was so long ago that kids don't know about Trayvon Martin. And that's, I don't say that's what started everything, but that's when shit kicked off. So we sat there and we had to have a conversation and educate them. This is who they are. This is why they're important. This is what happened to them. This is why we're here. So our kids aren't just like, oh, we out here, you know, with a bunch of people. Like, and I think that a lot of people take that for granted, and they have their kids out here or in different situations, and they don't take the time to educate and explain to them why it's important. It's not, we're not just here just to have a fun time. Like, we're doing something that's going to be part of history. And this is why it's important. And that's why it's important to say their name. Breonna Taylor. It's why it's important to say Trayvon Martin, say the names. We can't let them die, because with that, the history dies.
I agree.
So activate, educate, and activate.
And motivate.
And motivate, for sure.
I like that. Did we just do
Yes,
that?
I think we just did a thing.
Hold on. Educate.
Activate and motivate.
And motivate. That's Amber and Terry Willis, man. Educate.
Activate.
And motivate.
For sure.
Y'all heard it from us first.
And I think that's a good way to wrap this up. Like, at the end of the day, if you don't know what to do moving forward, if you don't know how to make a change, first educate, then activate.
But
Start
always
doing
be
stuff.
motivated.
Motivate, but yeah, motivate those around you. And if you don't know, don't fake the funk. Like, ask, find out. I mean, don't, especially for white people watching, like, don't assume that y'all know stuff. Don't ask insulting questions, but definitely like have conversations with people and try to understand and learn why people are upset, why people are out here activating. Don't just force your views and opinions and white explain shit. Like, really, really try to educate yourselves and understand what all of the unrest is about. So with that, you have anything else you want to say? For those listening on the 30, Flirty, and Thriving podcast, I want you to go ahead and drop any handles they can follow you at, website, how they can support, all of that.
This is Terry Willis, 1K Mile March.
Terry Willis, 1K Mile March. You have a GoFundMe that people can donate to the cause, right?
Yeah, that's for the Dow House.
Yeah, and so that's what, Terry Willis? They can just look it up. Or if you go to the Facebook page, there's a link. I looked. There's a Facebook page, the 1K Mile, or it's the 1K Mile Man March, right?
Yep.
And so the GoFund link is on there, and I'll also post it in the description on the podcast and the video and all that stuff. And yeah, the takeaway today is educate, activate, and motivate.
Oh, I like that shit.
It's dope. It's dope. Thank y'all so much for watching. We out.